After 60, the food you consume determines the level of your strength in the bedroom. Picture this. You're in the mood, the moment is right, your partner is right there. Everything lines up perfectly, and then your body just doesn't show up the way you want it to. Sound familiar? Now, what if I told you that something as simple as what you had for dinner is playing a massive role in that? And what if I told you that fixing it is easier than you think? Because today, that's exactly what we're talking about. The best foods to eat at night before sex, and why getting this right could be the single most powerful thing you do for your performance, your confidence, and your relationship. Stay with me. This one is important. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Julia Rhodes. I am a men's sex therapist with over a decade of experience working specifically with men who want to reclaim, protect, and maximize their sexual health, especially after 60. And I want to be very clear about something before we dive in. What you are about to hear is not theory. It is not guesswork. It is backed by research, by science, and by clear's throat, the real stories of real men I have sat across from in my practice. Men who came to me frustrated, confused, and sometimes embarrassed, and left with a completely different understanding of what their body needs. So, if you're serious about your performance, keep watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do that now. I put out content every week that is specifically designed to help men like you live a fuller, stronger, more confident, intimate life after 60. Now, let's get into it. Why food matters more after 60. Here is something most men never think about. Before a big game, an athlete does not just show up and hope for the best. They are deliberate about what they eat. They time their meals. They fuel their body strategically because they understand that what goes in directly affects what comes out in terms of performance. Now, I want you to think about sex the same way. Your body during sexual activity is doing a tremendous amount of work. Your heart rate increases, blood flow accelerates, muscles are engaged, hormones are firing, nerves are activated. It is, in every sense of the word, a physical performance. And just like any performance, the fuel you give your body beforehand matters enormously. Now, here's where age comes in. After 60, your body processes food differently. Your metabolism has slowed. Your testosterone levels have naturally declined. Blood circulation, which is absolutely critical for erections, is not as efficient as it once was. Your body takes longer to convert the nutrients in food into the energy and compounds it needs. This means that what you eat and when you eat, it has a far greater impact on your performance at 60 than it ever did at 30. The good news? Once you understand this, you can use food as a tool, a strategic, powerful, completely natural tool to support your body and your performance in ways you may not have thought possible. So, let's talk about the foods, the ones that work, the ones that hurt, and the timing that ties it all together. The science behind food and sexual performance. Before I give you the list, I want you to understand the why. Because when you understand why something works, you're far more likely to actually do it. There are 4 things that food can influence when it comes to your sexual performance. Number 1, blood flow. This is the big one. Erections are at their core a blood flow event. When you are aroused, blood rushes to your penile tissues and creates an erection. Anything that improves blood flow improves your ability to get hard and stay hard, period. The right foods help your body produce something called nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes and widens blood vessels, allowing blood to move more freely. Number 2, testosterone. Testosterone is the primary male sex hormone. It drives libido, energy, and sexual confidence. After 60, levels naturally decline, but certain nutrients in foods can support healthy testosterone production and slow that decline. Number 3, energy and stamina. Sex requires sustained energy. Heavy, hard-to-digest foods eaten right before intimacy will pull your body's resources toward digestion, leaving you sluggish, bloated, and frankly not in the mood. The right foods give you clean, steady energy without the crash. Number 4, mood and mental state. Your gut produces approximately 95% of the serotonin in your body. Serotonin is the feel-good chemical that influences your mood, your desire, and your ability to be present and engaged during intimacy. What you eat directly affects your gut, and your gut directly affects how you feel emotionally and mentally. These four pathways, blood flow, testosterone, energy, and mood, are what we're targeting with every food on this list. Now, let's get into the foods themselves, the best foods to eat before sex after 60. Food number 1, watermelon. I know what you're thinking, watermelon, really? Yes, really. Watermelon is one of the most underrated sexual health foods on the planet, and here's why. It contains a powerful amino acid called citrulline. Your body converts citrulline into arginine, and arginine stimulates the production of nitric oxide. Remember what nitric oxide does? It relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow, the same mechanism that pharmaceutical drugs like Viagra target. Now, I am not saying watermelon is Viagra, but I am saying that the science behind why it works is the same, and it is completely natural, completely safe, and absolutely delicious. Eat a slice or two of watermelon about an hour before intimacy. If watermelon isn't in season, watermelon juice works just as well. Food number 2, oysters. This one has been famous for centuries, and the science actually holds up. Oysters are the single richest dietary source of zinc, and zinc is absolutely critical for men's sexual health in 2 specific ways. First, zinc is essential for testosterone production. Studies have consistently shown that zinc deficiency is directly linked to low testosterone, and low testosterone means low libido, reduced energy, and weaker erections. Second, zinc supports healthy sperm production and mobility, which, while not always the primary concern at 60, speaks to the overall health of your reproductive system. If oysters aren't accessible or affordable for you, don't worry. Other zinc-rich foods include pumpkin seeds, beef, and cashews, but oysters remain the gold standard. Food number 3, dark chocolate. Yes, I'm giving you permission to eat chocolate before sex, but there's a condition. It must be dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa content. Here's why. Dark chocolate is rich in flavonols, a type of antioxidant that improves blood flow and helps your body produce more nitric oxide. It also stimulates the release of dopamine, the pleasure hormone, which puts you in a positive, relaxed, and receptive mental state. And there's more. Dark chocolate contains a compound called phenylethylamine, which triggers feelings of excitement and attraction. Some researchers actually call it the love chemical. A few squares of dark chocolate about 30 to 45 minutes before intimacy is all you need. Think of it as a delicious, science-backed warm-up. Food number 4, salmon and fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines. These oily fish are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, and omega-3s do something remarkable for your sexual health. First, they reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in blood vessels, which directly support circulation and blood flow to where you need it most. Second, omega-3 fatty acids play a role in testosterone production. Research has shown that men with higher omega-3 intake tend to maintain healthier testosterone levels as they age. Third, and this is something most people overlook, omega-3s support heart health, and your heart is the engine that drives every erection. A strong, healthy heart means stronger, more reliable blood flow, period. A serving of salmon for dinner a few hours before intimacy is one of the smartest meals you can make. Food number 5, pomegranate. Pomegranate has been used as a symbol of fertility and vitality for thousands of years, and modern science is finally catching up with ancient wisdom. Research has shown that drinking pomegranate juice can increase testosterone levels, boost mood, and significantly improve blood flow. The antioxidants in pomegranate protect nitric oxide from being broken down in the body, which means your blood vessels stay relaxed and open for longer. One study found that men who drank pomegranate juice daily for 2 weeks showed measurable improvements in both testosterone levels and overall mood. A glass of pomegranate juice in the early evening is a simple, powerful addition to your routine. Food number 6, spinach and leafy greens. Spinach is rich in magnesium, a mineral that plays a direct role in boosting testosterone levels. It is also high in iron, which supports desire, arousal, and sexual satisfaction, particularly in terms of energy and endurance. Beyond that, leafy greens are packed with nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, again supporting that critical blood flow pathway. Think of a spinach salad as your pre-intimacy secret weapon. It sounds simple, but the men in my practice who have added more leafy greens to their evening meals consistently report improvements in energy and desire. Food number 7, avocado. Avocados are a nutritional powerhouse for sexual health. They are loaded with heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, which support strong circulation. They contain vitamin B6, which helps regulate hormones and reduce fatigue. And they are a rich source of potassium, which supports healthy blood pressure, a critical factor in erectile function. High blood pressure is one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction in men over 60. Eating foods that naturally support healthy blood pressure is one of the most proactive things you can do for your performance. Half an avocado added to your evening meal on a salad with some salmon or simply with a little salt and lemon is one of the smartest choices you can make. Food number 8, pumpkin seeds. Small but mighty, pumpkin seeds are one of the best plant-based sources of zinc, making them a fantastic alternative or addition to oysters. They are also high in magnesium, which, as we've discussed, supports testosterone production. But here is what sets pumpkin seeds apart. They contain omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants that specifically support prostate health. For men over 60, prostate health is directly tied to sexual comfort and function. A small handful of pumpkin seeds as a snack in the evening is simple, easy, and incredibly effective. Food number 9, bananas. Bananas are high in potassium and magnesium, two minerals essential for muscle function, nerve activation, and heart health. These are all systems that need to be working well during sex. They also provide a clean, steady source of natural sugar and carbohydrates, giving you an energy boost without the crash that comes from processed snacks. And they contain bromelain, an enzyme that some research suggests supports testosterone levels and libido. A banana about an hour before intimacy is simple, light, and effective. Food number 10, beets and beetroot juice. Beets are one of the highest natural sources of dietary nitrates. When you consume nitrates, your body converts them into nitric oxide, expanding blood vessels and dramatically improving circulation. Research has shown that drinking beetroot juice increases nitric oxide levels in both men and women, regardless of body mass. For men over 60 who may be dealing with reduced blood flow or mild erectile challenges, this is significant. Beetroot juice is not the most glamorous drink, but it is one of the most powerful pre-intimacy beverages you can consume. Drink a small glass in the afternoon or early evening for best results. Okay, I want to pause here for just a moment because I know some of you watching right now are dealing with something that goes beyond just the foods. Maybe you've been struggling with erection issues for a while now. Maybe the desire is there, but the performance isn't. Maybe you feel like you and your partner are no longer on the same page when it comes to intimacy, and that gap is quietly creating distance between you. And maybe you've tried things, searched for answers, and still feel like you don't have the full picture. I want you to know I hear you, and I made something specifically for you. I put together a complete program that pieces the entire puzzle of men's sexual health together. We're talking about fixing erection and performance issues step by step. We're talking about techniques that genuinely make you a champion in bed after 60. We're talking about how to get your partner on the same desire level as you, so intimacy becomes something you both look forward to, not something you avoid. And most importantly, this program guides you from beginning to end like someone is right there walking you through every single step. I made a full video breaking it all down, and I want you to go watch it. The link is pinned in the comment section, and it is also in the video description below. Go check it out after this video. I genuinely believe it could change things for you. Now let's keep going. Foods to avoid before sex. Now, knowing what to eat is only half the equation. Let's talk about what not to eat, because some of the most common evening habits are actively working against you. Number 1, heavy fatty meals. A large, greasy dinner right before intimacy is one of the biggest performance mistakes men make. When you eat a heavy meal, your body diverts blood flow toward your digestive system to process all that food. That means less blood available for erections, less energy for performance, and often a sleepy, sluggish feeling that kills the mood entirely. Number 2, alcohol. I know this might be uncomfortable to hear, but this is important. A glass of wine can relax you and set a romantic mood. That's fine, but too much alcohol is one of the fastest ways to shut down your sexual performance. Alcohol suppresses the central nervous system, reduces sensitivity, and is a leading cause of temporary erectile dysfunction. After 60, your body is even more sensitive to alcohol's effects. Keep it to 1 drink maximum. Number 3, salty foods. High sodium intake causes water retention, bloating, and critically raises blood pressure. Elevated blood pressure constricts blood vessels, and constricted blood vessels mean reduced blood flow to your sexual organs. Avoid chips, processed snacks, canned soups, and fast food in the hours before intimacy. Number 4, carbonated drinks. Gas and bloating are not your friends in the bedroom. Carbonated beverages can cause significant abdominal discomfort and distension. Keep your evening drinks to water, pomegranate juice, or beetroot juice. Number 5, beans and high-fiber foods. Beans and legumes are excellent for your overall health, but eating them right before sex can lead to gas, cramps, and discomfort. Save the chili for another night. Number 6, processed sugar. A sugar rush gives you a short burst of energy, followed by a sharp crash. The last thing you want during intimacy is to suddenly feel completely drained. Stick to natural sugars from fruits and dark chocolate. Timing when to eat for best results. Now let's talk timing, because even the right foods can work against you if you eat them at the wrong time. Here is the general framework I recommend to the men I work with. 3 to 4 hours before intimacy, this is when you want your main meal. Think salmon with spinach and avocado. A light, balanced, nutrient-dense dinner that gives your body time to digest and begin converting nutrients before you need them. 1 to 2 hours before, a light snack. This is where watermelon, a banana, a small handful of pumpkin seeds, or a few squares of dark chocolate comes in. Light enough not to burden digestion, but impactful enough to give you a boost. 30 to 60 minutes before, your drink. A glass of pomegranate juice or beetroot juice at this stage means the nitrates and antioxidants are circulating in your system right when you need them. The key principle is this: your body needs time to process what you give it. Eating too close to intimacy or eating the wrong things forces your body to choose between digestion and performance, and digestion usually wins. Plan ahead. Treat intimacy like the important experience it is, and fuel accordingly. Building a simple nighttime routine. I want to give you something practical you can start using tonight. Here is a simple evening routine based on everything we've covered. Step 1. Around dinner time, 3 to 4 hours before, make a meal centered around one of these proteins: salmon, sardines, or lean beef paired with a generous portion of spinach or leafy greens and half an avocado. This covers your omega-3s, magnesium, zinc, potassium, and healthy fats in a single meal. Step 2. About an hour or 2 later, have a light snack. A few slices of watermelon or a banana with a small handful of pumpkin seeds. Or, if you want something indulgent that still works in your favor, 2 to 3 squares of 70% dark chocolate. Step 3. 30 to 60 minutes before intimacy, pour yourself a small glass of pomegranate juice or beetroot juice. Drink it slowly. Think of it as the final activation before performance. Step 4. Stay hydrated. Drink water consistently throughout the evening. Dehydration contributes to fatigue, reduced sensitivity, and low energy. Your body is largely made of water, and water is the foundation everything else is built on. That is it. 4 simple steps. Nothing complicated, nothing expensive, just intentional choices that tell your body, tonight I am ready. The bigger picture. I want to say something that I believe with everything in me. Your age is not your limitation. After working with men in their 60s, 70s, and even their 80s, I can tell you without hesitation the capacity for an incredible, fulfilling, passionate, intimate life does not disappear with age. It evolves. It requires more intentionality, more awareness, more strategy, but it absolutely does not disappear. The men who thrive in their intimate relationships after 60 are not the ones with the best genetics or the fewest health issues. They are the men who take their sexual health seriously, who treat it as a priority, who are willing to learn, adapt, and invest in themselves. The food choices we talked about today are part of that picture. They are a powerful, accessible, completely natural way to support your body and your performance. But food is just one piece of the puzzle, and I know that for some of you there is more that needs to be addressed. Before I sign off, I want to come back to something I mentioned earlier, because clears throat, I think about the men who come to me, and maybe you're one of them, who have the desire but not the results, who want to be confident and present and fully engaged with their partner, but something keeps getting in the way. I built a program because I saw that gap and I saw how many men were struggling in silence when they didn't have to be. This program puts everything together. It starts with understanding what's going wrong and why. It moves into fixing erection and performance issues with real evidence-based strategies. It covers the techniques that allow men over 60 to be genuinely remarkable in the bedroom, and it addresses something that many men overlook entirely: how to align with your partner's desire so that intimacy becomes a shared experience again, rather than a source of stress or avoidance. It is the most comprehensive thing I have put together on men's sexual health, and I made a dedicated video that walks you through exactly what's inside. The link to that video is pinned in the comment section right now, and it is also in the video description below. Please go watch it, especially if you feel like you've been missing a piece or several pieces of this puzzle. That video was made for you. So, to recap what we covered today, the best foods to eat before sex after 60. Watermelon, oysters, dark chocolate, salmon, pomegranate, spinach, avocado, pumpkin seeds, bananas, and beets. Each one targeting blood flow, testosterone, energy, or mood in a way that directly supports your performance. The foods to avoid: heavy greasy meals, excess alcohol, salty snacks, carbonated drinks, beans, and processed sugar. And the timing framework: a nutrient-rich dinner 3 to 4 hours before, a light snack 1 to 2 hours before, and a glass of pomegranate or beetroot juice 30 minutes before. Start with one change. Add one food to your evening routine this week, then build from there. Small, consistent steps create remarkable results over time. And remember, your best years in the bedroom are not necessarily behind you. With the right knowledge, the right habits, and the right support, they could be ahead of you. I'll see you in the next one. I'm Dr. Julia Rhodes.